Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 56, and we are still in the Pillars of Viridis system. We need to go to Herioxrim Station and be done with it. First, two more planets to look at. That one's empty. And this one over here should have some stuff on it. It has 7 plasteel. That's like too much to pass up. And then there's a little adventure note here. The augurs have detected the remnants of an ancient mining ship that crashed on the planet. It looks like it was carrying equipment and settlers to a new mining site. Searching the ship might prove useful, but it carries certain risks. Conduct a search. The search team was able to retrieve the last surviving extractium from under the debris. They suffered no losses and returned to the ship triumphant. So we get an extractium, which we just used, so it's great. Alright. Herioxrim Station. We welcome your lordship to Herioxrim, our humble trading station. I am Stuart Pontius Lockton, here to offer our highborn guests only the finest wares and special ship modules. A trading station. Pull the other one. Everyone in the Expanse knows that this is a pirate den where they peddle the stolen plunder. But to be fair, they never touch the customers, which is probably why they're still alive. Lord Captain, the ship's cannons are fully primed. The station is well fortified and its inhabitants will probably attempt to fight back. But we are stronger. Do you command we attack this hotbed of genetic aberration? Yeah, let's see. I wish to upgrade the vessel's weapons. What do we get for that? So if we give them profit factor, are those stolen goods perchance? Of course not. Not interested. I'm not going to lose any profit factor. And I think the same thing happens for a more powerful engine. You will lose profit factor. Yeah, so I'm not interested. So then, Herioxrim, this is Holt von Valencius. Surrender without a fight, mutant scum, and I will grant you a swift death. Emperor, have mercy. What mutants? We are but a bunch of voidsmen, a collective of harmless traitors. I urge you to leave the station orbit or we will be forced to defend ourselves. How can you prove the station has not been infested with genetic aberrations? I humbly apologize for my impertinence, but the burden of proof lies on the accuser. Whatever crimes may be attributed to us, they do not include aberrant mutations, and I must warn you that we will not go down without a fight. A mutant, one of you, revealed your hideout's existence to us before he died. I cannot imagine why, but this heretic of yours slandered us from head to toe. Whatever possessed your lordship to trust the word of a mutant, their thoughts are as unclean and disgusting as their bodies. I will not fall for the heretic's deception. Die! So, we're going to try to do this fight, honestly, even though ship combat is broken, but if we get in a pinch, we'll just box
This will
it.
be exciting.
So they send out all these ships, and then there are turrets over here, and you would think that this protective field generator would like maybe disable all these turrets or something, but it doesn't. So really you just need to take the turrets out as fast as possible. And over here we get a shield, so we kind of want to move in this way counterclockwise and go around here if we can. This will get you a bonus to macro cannon range is +5 cells, macro cannon damage is +20, but then we get input damage. So if you can get over there and then get out, that's also a pretty good thing to do. So what we might want to do is actually try that, because we should be able to get to this square and then advance the ship shallow jump over to here. And we should be able to hit this frigate with it. So that would be pretty good. Let's try. Oh, and then we don't have triple torpedoes because it takes forever for them to recharge between. You have to. I don't know why this isn't available at the start of every single battle, but it's just not. So what we can do here think what I want to do is come to about here. Launch a torpedo here.
Torpedoes! Now!
If I'm up there, I can hit my main one. Alright, let's try it.
Emblazon our path.
So I got this. How much room does this... That's a lot of room. Okay. What do I want to do? I want to take out that thing. It's 90% to take out that or this. Let's get the ship taken out, I guess.
The target's void shield has been weakened.
Yes, it has. Now I can shoot this guy.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
That was nice. Okay. We've got the big lance up front, which should do significant damage to this guy.
Scorch our enemies.
Yeah, and it did. That's good. Only the thing to do would be to try to get out of here and turn right so we could get this one off, but we're not going to be able to, I don't think, so. 2 extra range, vulnerability scan. I probably should have done that first. Let's move this. Nymerius. And then what's this going to give me? Evasion plus 30. Okay. We're going to move like this. We can't quite get there, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to set up the angle so that we can do this. On that side, we got nothing to shoot. All right. Those guys are taking it on the chin. That one's close enough to hit us. Okay. Interceptor's coming. We got our 2 ships here that can at least take some heat off of us for a little bit. So there is that. Now, are we... Yes, let's take him out. That's what we like to see. Now, what about this? Not quite there. If we want to do an extender, can. Take that. Okay. You don't want to be in range of all of those guys at one time is kind of the problem. So... what do I want to do here? I want to go like this.
Steer us to our target.
Dorsal, can you do any more damage to that guy?
Boys.
That's good. Now, is there a ship out here that we can do something to? Just you guys. Alright, turn. Face in the opposite direction there. What's this give me? Evasion. Okay. Yeah, let's go like this. We're gonna point our Patuski in their direction. Do that. We don't have to worry about overloading enemy shields. We don't have to reload. Don't have to do that. The only thing we're gonna need to do is redo our shields a little bit, but I think we're good with this. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Because now our other ships are gonna get involved with shooting these guys, which is what we need. Because we don't want to have to do all of these ourselves. That guy's gone. So the Heartless is here. These guys aren't going to get a lot of shots.
By the god, Emperor, fix those whole breaches.
Okay. Yeah, we're done. All right. We tried, but the game is broken, so who cares? Lord Captain, the resistance is broken and the cleanup parties are landing on Herioxrim. What are your immediate orders? Make sure none of the mutants survive. Now, what are some of my other options here? Make sure none of the mutants survive. Found no trace of genetic aberration. They look like normal people and their guts just look as normal. You were searching the compartments instead of checking out the life support systems. My crew knocked down a suspicious bulkhead and found an entire mutant layer behind it. Hold your tongue, Monteg. Don't try to pass off a stroke of luck as competence. The Vox relays the stamping of feet and unintelligible swearing. The Master-at-Arms' voice turns pensive. There is a lair after all, but it is unimpressive somehow. All the symbols of their foul faith are simple and crude. A few sleeping bags, primitive weapons, a decrepit Vox station, and almost no records of future planned actions. I was of the opinion that a previous foe posed a greater threat than this. Search every nook and cranny for anything of value. So we got a bunch of stuff here. Now, may this station serve as the Imperial Navy and become their outpost. It gives the Imperial Navy 5,000 reputation points. Fellowship of the Void, we can get 1,500 and a profit factor of 5. I want the station converted into an outpost and towed to the Mundus Valencia system. Let it guard my capital. We lose a profit factor for that, but get 15 security. Dogmatic, we can destroy it and we just get +2 security. I think I'd rather have the Fellowship of the Void and the profit factor. It remains a viable trade hub. We will continue to do business with pirates. From now on, this station is mine. Your lordship truly knows how to make friends and maximize profits. I'm sure the Fellowship of the Void will be delighted to know that you are the new master of this station. Okay, so there's that. Now, hull repair. Alright, so let's go to Footfall unless, what's the Adeptus Arbites thing? Talk to the Master of Ceremonies, I don't want to do. Talk to Adira on the Void Ship Bridge. And go to Thessera. Okay, let's talk to Adira. And see what she has to say. Adira Talas, right here. Yeah, the ship combat being broken and busted and not balanced now, and just, it's not fun. It was fun the first time I played the game, that Heroics station, that was a fun encounter. Especially after Lex Imperialis, but the problem is the patch that came out with Lex Imperialis, which you get your second protector ship, that's the one that broke it, so. Epitaph, Incident N872-04, Tech Blight. Do these words mean anything to you? Perhaps your abilities can tell you something.
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper, so quiet I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help.
You seem to have a very strong reaction to what Argentus said by the broken lens long ago.
It was just my nerves playing up. Something about our little saint doesn't sit right with me, and I trust my gut. Oh sure, she seems straight as an arrow and as predictable as a hangover after drinking. But when I look at her, something about her makes my brain itch. After that conversation, I tried to listen to what was being said about her. Beyond the door, what I heard was strange. Blood in her past, twilight in her present, and something like a star leading her. But where is it leading her? I saw several roads, and all of them frightened me.
What does it mean?
If I knew, I would have told you. Hearing things clearly requires cooperation from the other person you know. But that cobra just hisses and spits its venom at me. I don't trust her one bit.
Maybe we should warn Argenta.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and tell her the wicked Psyker has divined something about her. She'll be so pleased and grateful, and of course she'll listen to what you have to say. No, that would be pointless. And anyway, I'm not even sure what it all means. Maybe the danger is to her? Or maybe the danger's coming from her.
That's what you don't understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Yadira's voice is full of animosity, but you also detect concern, even a hint of pity and compassion. Well, I see. Things are strained between you and Argenta, isn't that right?
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices. Ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy. The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head. Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Alright. Well then, bridge officers. Let's be on our way. We have business to conduct with the Adeptus Arbites. Alright, so what we really want to do here, the 3 sorrowful phalanges was discovered on the planet Jezebel. Yeah, I gotta do more about with that. Go to Thessera, that's what we really want to do. The dynasty's seneschal is the rogue trader's most trusted advisor. He is a figure worth questioning when it comes to the secrets of the past. Talk to Abelard. Okay, but first we'll go to Thessera. So, where is Thessera? Talk to the Master of Ceremonies? No. Lapis Mortis. These places, is this it? Go to Thessera, it's up there. We have to go through here, Latoshan's Passage. Okay. Permission to report. Your protector has arrested my voidsman and is demanding his execution. Your proctor. A repeat offender, he says. Please do something, Lord Captain. Who is the voidsman? He's one of mine. Not as big of an idiot as the rest of the idlers. He understands the control systems. He can make sense of the readouts. Him? A repeat offender? Alright. Bring the detained man to me immediately. I will personally interrogate him. Consider it done, Lord Captain. Solomon, what the hell are you trying to do on my ship? Causing more trouble? You need to just be confined to your quarters. This isn't your business. Lord Captain, I beg you to look into this outrage. This cyber horror nearly chewed up my assistants, and one of them's been left with 2 of his fingers. Instead of calming his beast, the arbitrator attacked my crewman. Solomon waits for the end of the Master Helmsman's words and coolly turns to you. His crewman is a wanted man, rogue trader. He is accused of subverting sacred tithe shipments, smuggling, kidnapping the Imperium's subjects, and bribing officials. Were we not on your flagship, I would have executed the heretic on the spot, but here you are the authority and you are the court. Yeah. Solomon, why are you so certain that this is the man you're seeking? Because I was personally involved in tracking down and purging the shadows of the Abyss crime syndicate to which the perpetrator belongs. The case was in Calixus, on the world of Helvetica Prime. But for the Arbiters, time and distance do not mitigate guilt. The man before you is the former captain of a smuggling ship owned by the syndicate. Check the heretic's left arm. Every syndicate member has a distinctive implant by which they recognize each other. It was that implant signature that Galeto picked up during his patrols. How did a criminal from Calixus find his way onto my ship? He was among the servants sent to you by Governor Medina. Ravar, did you know about this? If I went sticking my beak into the past of every one of the hundreds of people in the crew, I wouldn't have time to steer your ship. All I know is that when everything went to grok shit on Rykad Minoris, this one oversaw the work at the dock so that the fools didn't trample each other to death in their panic. And later he ran into a friend at the port on footfall, and they found us some parts within a day. He's even got arms growing out of the right places. He might make it to junior helmsman if he keeps it up. Accused, have you anything to say? The long-haired voidsman flinches when you address him. Your lordship, governor of Helvica Prime, was a scumbag who abhorred the light of the God Emperor. The things he did to the people under him. We only survived by stealing from him, or else we'd have ended up in a corpse pit like 1 in 4 did after a distribution station accident. But once I got out of there, that was it. I was out of that business for good. And when I found myself in your service, I realized that it was a gift of fate, and I'd be a fool if I didn't repay such good fortune with my wholehearted toil. I see, I've made my decision. I await your orders, rogue trader. Capable hands. We gain capable hands. Repairing void ships requires 15% less scrap. Okay. Ravor, this talented voidsman is your responsibility. Should he commit any misdeeds henceforth, you will have to answer for them. Yes, Lord Captain. Then the case is closed. With your permission, I will return to my duties. Your duties better be to sit inside your quarters and just stay there until we get to where we need to go. You pain in the ass. Alright, we gotta get up here to Dargonis. Then we gotta go here. And then let's spend a point and make this nice. And then let's spend a point here and make it... Yeah, let's make it relatively safe. Lord Captain, I humbly request an audience with you. Proctor Anthar is interfering with the crew and is demanding to see all the archival records of fugitive criminals we have ever received from the Imperial Navy. The matter is urgent, if you please, Lord Captain. I will meet with both of you immediately. Got someone who's being a thorn in my side on my ship, and they're about to get it. You are a pain in the ass, my friend. Your lordship, Proctor Anthar is interfering in the work of the crew. He is intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to the ship's sealed archives. And as for his dog... Vigdis pauses, shifting her gaze to the cyber mastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action. Vigdis, what's wrong with your hand? Allow me to explain. The Voxmaster tried to pet Gleito, which activated his self-defense protocol. As a result, I had to step away from my duties to have my implants replaced, esteemed Proctor. I already apologized. In any case, what happened was the expected outcome from unauthorized contact with the living weapon of the Adeptus Arbites. Vigdis, why did you try to pet Gleito? I didn't. This is the first time you ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated. I did not try to pet him. It is not customary to keep such cyber beasts on a void ship, Lord Captain. This is my first encounter with such a creature. That Gleito. It was following me all over the bridge. And you decided to interfere with his work protocol. Vigdis cast Solomon a cold glance before continuing. I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involves an offering and physical interaction with the beast. You are literally talking about bribery, a pointless act. Cybermastiffs cannot be bribed, and neither can arbiters. Solomon, stop interrupting at once. The proctor nods briefly. Why are you sabotaging the work of my crew? I was compelled to intervene as Gleito had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained the word heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster's workstation. I needed to dispatch Gleito on a reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and ultimately to ensure your safety. In other words, you sent the beast to follow me. I questioned the crew on the Voxmaster's absence and established that the wanted bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspect that Senior Officer Tolleman is abusing your trust. What do you have to say about that, Victus? Victus presses her hands together. Reports of fugitive criminals, which number in the hundreds, are of low priority. What's more, I know that Lord Captain Theodore was the most adamant on the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, "We are not Groxdam bounty hunters." The Proctor would know that if he had brought his questions to me rather than interrogating astropaths and comms officers. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency on which senior officers communicate is encrypted. I alerted the staff to the situation with the Voidsman, who was brought to you on the bridge to stand trial. Need I remind the Lord Captain that Proctor Anthar has no authority to access transmissions conducted by senior officers on the Rogue Trader's flagship, not to mention that the signal was wrongfully intercepted. Solomon, what are you suggesting? Your flagship is untouchable for external inspections because of its high status. And criminals are taking advantage of that. So you need an internal audit. You need to pull up the archives of wanted bulletins and double-check the crew records. That is the only way to identify and eliminate potential threats to you. This is madness. Madness for a ship whose officer corps alone comprises hundreds of people. The work hours that would be required for such an audit. Did you know that one of the Voidsmen was a fugitive heretic? No, Lord Captain. He was not on the list of wanted criminals in the Coronis Expanse. I assume it is because of the relative insignificance of the heresies he was accused of by the Calixian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Anthar had information to which the Imperial Navy does not have access. I have listened to you both and I'm ready to make a decision. Let's see. Solomorn, this is not some filthy hive backwater. You will cease your self-righteous investigations at once, and you had better hope I hear no further complaints about your conduct. As you command, Rogue Trader. You are a nosy little punk. And I have places to go and things to do. Chart new routes. So we have these two places that we can go visit, but we're really interested in visiting here. Well, maybe we're interested in visiting here. We're halfway into this episode. Here's what I'm thinking. Lord Captain, we have received a Voxcast from Thessera. Signal quality is rather poor, but the meaning is clear. The world is expecting your lordship's arrival. Great festivities have been arranged, and a delegation led by the planetary governor is ready to give you a welcome worthy of an honored guest. Okay. Lavella's heart. So here's what I'm thinking. We're already a half an hour into this episode, and Thessera here is going to take a full episode by itself. So let's just do some stuff nearby, because I don't think there's going to be a lot going on here. This is Scrap Box. So we will inspect the stuff. The gas giant is empty. There's a planet way over here. Another gas giant that's empty. A lava world that should have an investigation node of little consequence. Amid the lifeless rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augers have detected something resembling buildings. There is something off with their outlines, but their presence in and of itself suggests there may be some valuables to uncover among the ruins. Send a scouting team. The scouts are able to discern symbols of the Imperium on the buildings. Deformed and fused together by high temperatures, the ore mining structures tell a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and all its riches perished beneath the radiance of the system's expanding sun. Oh, that's too bad. And then there's this. There should be some Promethium here. 3, we have 49, so I don't think we need to tap that. So what we're going to do before we come back here and go to Thessera is there were 2 other worlds over here. Yep, and these. So we're going to make these relatively safe. Neos. Yep, there's this place. Let's go here. We will chart new route to get that point back that we just spent. And we'll visit. And we'll start by moving around here. There's a rocky world with adamantine and phlogiston on it, so guess what? We're just going to grab both of those. And then there shouldn't be much of consequence in the rest of the system. There's some goods somewhere. Yep, right there. We'll pick those up. And that should do it for what's interesting in this system. There's an ice world with an exploration node, but it's not a full away team thing, so. Planetoid will have a plasteel on it. 1, we don't care about that. Not going to waste an extractium on that. A tiny colony is buried in an enormous yawning pit. The edges of its civilian structures barely visible even from the shuttle. The settlement was destroyed when the ground swelled up under it. The forlorn bones of dead colonists are strewn amid the rubble. On the edge of the crater, the scouts discovered a tunnel entrance. Apparently, there was an explosion in the cavities beneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm that opened as a result. Near its gaping maws, a shuttle, overturned and blackened by the blast, forever motionless. Lying next to the shuttle are empty bomb containers and corpses clad in characteristic armor. The void craft belonged to the Adeptus Arbites. Surviving records suggest it was the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnels on top of the dwellers. Searching through the papers, you find the demolition plans. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritized eliminating the criminals over preserving the lives of ordinary settlers. The documents also include a map of the Cronus expanse containing encrypted data. It appears that the arbiters were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Deep beneath the rubble, scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and a veritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers with half-effacing markings, the impressively vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. So that's done. Okay, Planetoid, everything's done here. Bonk. So now we'll go to the other one. Silbanicos. Go back here. Vivos colony event requires the Lord Captain's attention. Is there anything else we can do? Foulstone requires the Lord Captain's attention. Janus. Your Lordship, Janus is reporting about a disaster. Ghostly Xenos figures that appear at dusk and go away at dawn. In a ravenous swarm, they attack one agricultural facility each night, freezing everything they touch. The attacks take place in the complexes closest to the uncontrolled sector of the planet, where nature itself is turned against us. Fortunately, not too many facilities were damaged. Our irreconcilable struggle has moved the borders of the affected sector. The important production lines have survived. What do we know about these wraiths? Not much. They are incorporeal and difficult to discern, but they happen to have Aldari features. The spirits draw the warmth out of humans, plants, and inanimate objects. It seems that they do not hunt consciously, but rather they simply do not notice anything in their way. At dawn, they dissolve into the mist. The wraiths also differ among themselves. Some are as dark as the void, and others shine like the stars in the night sky. What think my advisors? Dealing with Xenos, one should be prepared for manifestations of all sorts of ominous mysteries. There is a whole cast of specialists among the cold traders who use rituals to expel spirits from Xeno artifacts. Perhaps we should ask these Xeno worshippers. After certain events on board, I became interested in ghosts. I bought a book on footfall, an illegal one, of course, that describes a so-called ritual of silence. It's said to be able to pacify violent spirits on the scale of an entire world, but I can't vouch for the safety of the ritual. Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve these problems, it would be better to turn to our good priests. They are skilled exorcists in the ecclesiarchy who know how to drive out dark spirits. Jai will give us the Spirit Drape and we'll lose Profit Factor. Whereas non-attack psychic powers cost -1 AP less during the wearer's first turn in combat. It's only during the first turn, so not that big of a deal. The Strange Shard grants 10 lore warp and 10 lore Xenos. Ooh, that's nice. I like that one. Argenta, the Mysterious Sliver. Whenever the wearer uses a major psychic power, they gain 16 all psychic power damage until the end of their next turn. Uses a major psychic power. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I think I want Adira's, though. We're going to grab the Strange Shard. I like this. Lore Warp and Lore Xenos. We want to give that to Jai. So, Adira, I hope this gamble doesn't cause even more serious problems. At the appointed time, dozens of psychers around Janus started a rite known as the Ritual of Silence. Surprisingly, no catastrophe followed, none visible to the naked eye at least. An invisible force pushed the wraiths away from the structures, stopped their horrifying dance, and shielded the Lord Captain's subjects from the rampage of the Xenos. Monstrous servants. So I don't think there's anything else we can do. Oh no, we can do the reaping. Following projects must be completed in the Protectorate. Giants, which is done, so now we can give some plasteel and Promethium and get Profit Factor and provisions. Do it. Kiava Gamma finished Giants, that's why. And what else can Kiava Gamma do? The motive force is life. The Instability Detonator grants the wearer 5 bonus to tech use, and once per battle it can be used to remove all bleeding, burning, or toxin effects from enemies. I don't want to ever do that. The Vigil of Tech Guards. The Rogue Trader gains +10 tech use. I don't care about that, but we just get security out of that. Flawless Servitors gives us Profit Factor and Efficiency and Battle Servitors, which are kind of fun. What we need is 3 mechanisms from that, so okay. Dargonus, anything here that we can do? Guilds. And Adeptus Arbites. I think that was the thing we wanted to do. Yep, we wanted to do this. Caligay of St. Keith. Okay, we wanted that, and it gets us 5,000 RP with the Imperial Navy and more security. We lose weapons and adamantine. Execute. Alright, for now, make this a little better. Warp travel it. The warp jump passed without incident for everyone except the crew members on bridge duty. For the duration of the voyage, they heard laughter. It seemed to come from outside, through the airtight seal of the ship's massive windows. The laughter went on and on. Chart new routes. Get us a point back. And we will visit Silbanicos. Alright, so there's some space dust here that's going to have some trophies. There's 3 Aldari Shadow Hunters that we can fight. And an Aldari Aconite. I don't know if there's a way to get out of. There should be some Xenotech on one of these planets. Where is our Xenotech? It's this. We have a bunch of Xenotech. So I don't think that's all that important. How many extractiums do we have? Xenotech 4. We have 17 extractiums. Sure, use it. What the hell? Enemies of humanity, but first we'll do these. Oh yes, so Idex. Idex is a planet of no particular note. However, the small station suspended in its orbit sends a distress call to your help. Man in the hurried Vox transmission introduces himself as the planet's governor and asks the rogue trader's assistance in a delicate matter. He promises to supply the details in a private Vox conversation. It appears Idex recently suffered a major coup. One of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Such plots are not uncommon, although notably Idex has become less prosperous under the new government. Alright, agree and speak with the governor discreetly. The governor, transmitting on your personal Vox frequency, whispers that Idex's current authorities are not who they claim to be. There has been an uprising on the planet, and a heretical sect has seized control. The governor pleads with you to launch an immediate strike on the governmental palace. With their top tier obliterated, the new authorities will be unable to hold on to power. I see. Strike on the station with macro cannons. The station's fiery remains adorn the sky of Idex. Whoever was on there will never be ruler of anything again. Now you can strike at the governmental palace if you also want to. Whoever was the planet's official ruler has been reduced to less than servo skull material. The ringing silence on the Vox channels indicates that Idex is, as of now, devoid of any planetary authority. And kill everybody. Alright, let's go kill these guys. Can we get through this fight, or are we going to have to blow everybody up again? I honestly want to try every time. It's just, you know. One thing that I really don't understand is how they decided to do ship skills. Like this. Why this isn't fully charged at the start of a fight, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Shields plus 20 up there. That's the fat ship. And then what do we have? Shadowhunter to our left. Shadowhunter behind us to the right. Shadowhunter behind us to the left. So everybody's behind us except for the fat boy over here. Okay, well then. Why don't we do this?
Steer us to our target.
This will give us a vulnerability scan. Show me a weak point up front. Weak point over there on that side. Okay. That doesn't help me a whole bunch unless I want to move. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this.
Unleash torment.
We're going to move like this. We're going to shoot this guy.
Eviscerate them.
If we move forward, how far can we get? Not really enough to do what I want to do.
Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies.
Because we can't get that. That's the bummer. Okay, he's going to come after me, but is he going to move first? I think so. Sword class says, I'll go over here and shoot this guy. Or maybe not. He's just going to move over there and become fodder. Okay. Cool. He's going to shoot that guy from a really long range and still hit him. Impressively. Nice. Another Aldari Shadowhunter shooting at my ship over there and hitting it very well. The Heartless gets to move again. Now this guy's gonna go. Interesting. Okay. Well then. You can swing run, which I don't care to do. Shield pulse, but it doesn't have a shield. What else do I have here? Boarding party, which we can't use. Expeditious reload. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase, which is going to be these guys.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
And then dorsal fin.
Send them into the cold void.
Okay. Now, why don't we do this? And then this. Hey. That was impressive. Okay. What's the, and this points us in that direction like that. Okay. It's either that or we gotta come around this way. How far can that go? Not far enough. Because if we come around this way, you can't stretch it over there to get to him. We're better off probably just going right here.
Let the Empyrean guide us.
Alrighty then, what about turning this guy? Because he'll take damage. That's what I wanted to see. We shoot him? We can't. Okay. Alright, we'll do this. That doesn't count either? Oh, come on. Really? Okay. So be it. Huh. shadow hunters over there getting hit. It's got a very tight turn radius. Oh, look, he took out half of it all in one shot. Wonderful. He's gonna kill that thing. Yep. The Heartless misses, so that was wonderful. Maybe consider hitting it. That'd be nice. This thing gets to move. Shoot some... Oh, well, that's nice. Okay. That's unfortunate. And it gets to go again. That's done. Okay, Nymeris is here. What is this thing? Evasion is better. Okay. And this thing launched torpedoes in that direction, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's...
Eviscerate them.
Clean miss. Such a clean miss that... Wow. Okay. Clean miss again. 40%.
Incandescent beams scorch our enemies.
Wow. That's something. Suck on that, son of a bitch.
Charter course.
I think if I blow this up here, it's gonna hurt me, so there are probably better options here. Only need to go like this. Launch this guy like that.
Send their souls to the void.
Move. And adjust shields. Go get him. Okay, shoot that, that's fine. Oh, you missed that. And he wasn't even inside the evasion thing. I'm glad that worked. What is this? Shields plus 20%. Okay. I can't hit him. So we're good. He's got a very long range shot there. Oh, look. Even with shields at 20%. Go, Heartless. Kill somebody, will you? Hey, torpedo's gonna go. What do you know? Great. Okay. Let's fire this first. It's only 58%. Yeah, it's like not hitting them at all. Just out of curiosity, what do you got for... Yeah, there we go. Shoot.
Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Our technological superiority was obvious.
Well, we got through that. That was nice. Even with the brokenness. Okay, so everything here is done. So next episode, we're going to cruise on in to this place that's called Lavella's Hot. Yes, where are we? Right here. Let's go back here. +2 profit factor gain. During the warp voyage, the Navigator Sanctum reported there are warp reefs right on the ship's course. Fragment of the Sea of Souls given material form. The Navigator may either steer the ship past the dangerous region or risk approaching the ragged formation to gain valuable insight. Warp test failed. Following the Lord Captain's orders and the Navigator's instructions, the void ship approaching the warp reefs, and the lower decks rang with an unbearable screeching of tearing plasteel. A razor-sharp reef edge had cut into the hull. The ship managed to escape the dangerous region, but not before taking serious damage. Okay. Well, at 40%, it was not worth a try. But we did it anyways. Thessera. So that's where we will go next episode. We'll go to Thessera. This is a really fun part of the Adeptus Arbites. It's Lex Imperialis DLC content. It's really neat. So we will do that. Folks, you know the drill. Questions, comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. And until then, happy gaming, everyone.